and welcome to Speak English Daily, the podcast where we break down real English, one expression at a time. I'm Mike.
And I'm Sarah. Thanks for joining us today.
Today's episode is all about common English mistakes, the kind we've all made at some point, especially as intermediate learners.
Exactly. We're not here to shame anyone. Quite the opposite. Mistakes are how we grow. And some of these are so common that even native speakers mess them up sometimes.
Right? I still remember saying more better in front of a room full of people. Not my finest moment.
We've all been there. So whether you're preparing for an exam, improving your fluency, or just love learning, you'll definitely relate to this one.
We'll walk you through 10 super common mistakes and how to fix them with real examples, tips, and a little humor along the way.
Let's get started.
Before we jump into our first mistake, let's talk about why these things happen in the first place.
Yeah, that's important. Making mistakes isn't a sign that you're bad at English. It's actually a sign that you're learning, experimenting, and using the language.
Exactly. And think about this. Even native speakers say things like, I seen it, instead of I saw it. It happens.
Totally. The brain is busy. We mix up rules, translate directly from our first language, or just speak fast and messy, especially in conversation.
And that's okay. Language is messy sometimes. But when we slow down and understand why certain mistakes happen, it helps us avoid them next time.
So in this episode, we're going to unpack some of the most frequent mistakes we've seen in classrooms, in emails, even on social media.
And most importantly, we'll show you how to fix them, because every mistake is just one step closer to fluency.
Beautifully said. Ready for mistake number 1?
Let's go. All right, mistake number 1. And this is probably the most common one we hear from intermediate learners.
He go to school every day.
Ah, yes, the missing S. The correct sentence is, he goes to school every day.
This is all about subject-verb agreement, especially in the present simple tense. When the subject is he, she, or it, the verb gets an S at the end.
So we say, I go, you go, he goes, she goes, it goes.
And it's not just with go. This rule applies to most verbs in the present simple tense, like she likes coffee. He plays football. It works fine.
Now, here's why this mistake happens. In many languages, verbs don't change much between I and he, so English feels tricky in this area.
Right. But here's a tip. When in doubt, say the sentence out loud with all the subjects. I go, you go, he goes. Sometimes hearing it helps it click.
That's a great strategy. And if you're writing, just ask yourself, is the subject he, she, or it? If yes, add that S.
One more note. Some verbs are irregular, like have becomes has. So, I have a dog to she has a dog.
Let's give our listeners a quick test. Ready? Which one is correct? He eat breakfast every day. He eats breakfast every day.
If you said number 2, he eats breakfast every day, give yourself a high five.
Nice work. And don't worry, this gets easier the more you practice.
Okay, mistake number 2. I am agree.
Yep, we hear this one all the time. But the correct form is I agree.
Let's explain why. The verb agree is a main verb, not an adjective, so it doesn't need the helping verb am.
Exactly. I am is usually followed by an adjective or a noun, like I am happy. I am a teacher.
But agree is a verb in itself, so you just say, I agree. We agree. She agrees.
This mistake often comes from learners translating directly from their native language. In some languages, to be and the main verb are used together, even when it's not needed in English.
That's true. So here's a good way to remember. If the word after am is an action, like agree, understand, like, you probably don't need the am.
Let's compare a few. X, I am understand. Y, I understand. X, he is believe you. Y, he believes you. X, we are need help. Y, we need help.
Great examples. It's a small fix, but it makes a big difference in sounding natural.
So remember, if it's a main verb, don't stick am in front of it unless you're using a continuous tense like I am going.
Exactly. And I agree is just a simple present verb. No am needed.
All right, mistake number 3 is another classic. Ready?
Let's do it.
So mistake number 3 is all about countable and uncountable nouns. And the classic mix-up, much people came to the party.
Oof, that one's common, but it should be many people came to the party.
Here's the rule. Use many for countable nouns, things you can count. People, chairs, apples, books.
And use much for uncountable nouns, things you can't count individually. Water, money, information, traffic.
Let's do a quick test. What sounds right to you? There were many cars on the road. Or there were much cars on the road.
The first one is correct. Many cars, because you can count cars.
Now let's flip it. I don't have much time. That's correct, because time is uncountable.
Here's a memory trick. If you can put a number in front of the noun, like 5 people or 10 books, use many. If not, use much.
Let's give a few more pairs to make it clear. Y, many students. X, much students. Y, much noise. X, many noise. Y, many emails. X, much emails. Y, much sugar. X, many sugar.
And a quick note, in spoken English, we often say a lot of for both. So you can say, a lot of people were there, or there was a lot of rain.
True. It's a little more flexible, but it helps to know the difference between much and many, especially for exams or writing.
All right, let's move on to a tense-related mistake, and one that trips up even advanced learners. All right, mistake number 4 is one that really confuses a lot of learners. I didn't went to the meeting.
Yep, we hear that all the time. But the correct version is, I didn't go to the meeting.
Here's the reason. When you use did in a sentence, the main verb stays in the base form, not the past tense.
Let's break it down. Did already shows the past, so the next verb doesn't need to change. I didn't went. Example, I didn't go.
Same with these. She didn't ate. She didn't eat. We didn't saw it. We didn't see it.
This is especially tricky because we do use past tense verbs when there's no did. I went to the store. She ate breakfast. But as soon as you add didn't, switch back to the base form. I didn't go. She didn't eat.
Think of it like this. Did already did the job of putting the sentence in the past, so don't double it.
Love that. And here's another tip. This rule also works for questions. Did you saw the movie? Example, did you see the movie?
Exactly. So remember, I went, I didn't go, did you go?
Simple, right? Once you see the pattern, it sticks.
All right, ready for mistake number 5. This one is all about pronunciation.
Mistake number 5 takes us into the world of pronunciation, specifically words that look one way but are spoken another.
Yes, and one of the most common culprits is this word, comfortable.
Many learners pronounce it exactly as it's spelled. Come, for, ta, bull. 4 syllables.
But native speakers usually say it like this, comfortable. Just 2 or maybe 3 syllables.
Let's say it slowly. Come, ta, bull.
And you'll hear the same thing with other tricky words, like vegetable. Not veg-a-ta-bull, but vegetable.
February, not February, but often February.
Wednesday, not Wednesday, but Wednesday.
These reduced forms are super common in fast, natural speech. And if you don't recognize them, it can sound like a totally different word.
Right, and the reverse is true too. If you pronounce every syllable, it can sound a little unnatural.
Exactly. But don't stress. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being aware of how native speakers really talk.
And the best way to improve this? Listen and repeat. Watch English shows, listen to podcasts, and try shadowing, repeating what you hear out loud.
Let's try a quick challenge. I'll say a spelled out version, and you try to say it the natural way. Ready? Comfortable, vegetable, chocolate, police.
All right, listeners, if you said comfortable, vegetable, chocolate, and police, you nailed it.
Nice job. Pronunciation takes time, but these small changes make a big difference in fluency and confidence.
Let's move on to mistake number 6. And this one's a grammar mistake that shows up in speaking and writing. Okay, mistake number 6 is super common, especially for learners whose first language uses have to describe age.
Yep, people often say, I have 25 years. But in English, that sounds a little strange. The correct form is, I am 25.
In English, we use the verb to be, not have, when talking about age. I am 25. She is 31. They are 18.
This is a direct translation issue. In Spanish, French, Portuguese, even Swahili, you have years. In English, you are years old.
Let's give some examples side by side. Not, he has 40 years. Yes, he is 40. Not, my son has 5 years. Yes, my son is 5.
Now, if you want to be more formal or descriptive, you can say, he is 40 years old. But in most conversations, we just say the number. He is 40.
And it works the same for questions. How old are you?
Not,
How many years do you have?
quick review. I am 25. She is 19. We are 32.
A small fix, but it makes your English sound much more natural.
All right, coming up, mistake number 7. This one's about articles, and it trips up a lot of learners, even at the intermediate level. Mistake number 7 is all about articles, a, an, and the. This tiny grammar point causes big confusion.
Totally. One common example is, I have the good idea. That's not quite right. It should be, I have a good idea.
Let's explain. Use a or an when you're talking about any one of something, not a specific one. So, a good idea means any good idea, not one we already know about.
Now, the is used when the thing is specific, something both the speaker and listener already know. For example, the good idea we talked about yesterday.
Right. So if you're introducing a new idea, it's a good idea. If you're referring to something already mentioned, it's the good idea.
Let's look at a few pairs. Not, she is the teacher. Yes, she is a teacher.
Or, not, I want to buy the phone. Yes, I want to buy a phone.
But if you say, I want to buy the phone we saw yesterday, now it's clear, it's specific.
Another tricky one is with superlatives. We say, she has the best idea, not a best idea, because there can only be one best. It's already specific.
Nice. So the takeaway is, use a when it's general, use the when it's specific or already known.
And of course, it takes time to master, but being aware of it is step 1.
Coming up, mistake number 8. And this one's about confusing prepositions. Mistake number 8 is a classic preposition mix-up, and it's a small change that makes a big difference.
Exactly. A lot of learners say, X, he is married with a doctor, but the correct form is he is married to a doctor.
In English, we always say married to someone. Not with, not by, just to.
Here are some quick examples. She is married to John. I'm married to my college sweetheart. They've been married to each other for 10 years.
Now, here's where the confusion comes from. In some languages, like Spanish or Italian, the equivalent of married with is correct, but in English, it's always to.
Now, here's something interesting. You can use married with when you're talking about kids.
Exactly. For example, they're married with 2 children. That means they're married and they have 2 kids.
So just to be clear, X, she's married to a doctor. Correct. She is married with 3 kids, talking about family situation.
Great distinction. Let's do a few quick fixes. X, I'm married with Lisa. Check. I'm married to Lisa. X, he is married by an engineer. Check. He is married to an engineer.
Simple change, big improvement in sounding natural.
All right, our next mistake is a little spooky. It involves ghost expressions, or rather, the wrong ghost expression.
All right. Mistake number 9 is subtle, but it instantly signals whether your English sounds natural or not.
And the sentence is, X, he gave up the hope. The correct version is, check, he gave up hope.
This is an example of overusing the. Sometimes learners add the in front of abstract nouns like hope, love, or patience. But in English, we often leave it out.
Right. We say, he gave up hope. She lost interest. They showed courage. Not X, she lost the interest. X, they showed the courage. Unless you're referring to a specific type of interest or courage.
Let's break it down. If you say gave up the hope, it sounds like there was one specific hope, like a document or item, and now it's gone. But gave up hope means he lost the feeling or belief that things would improve.
Same with faith. Check. She never gave up faith. Not X, she never gave up the faith. Unless you're talking about a specific religion.
Let's try a quick quiz for our listeners. I'll say a sentence, you guess if it sounds natural. He found the love in his heart. Nope. He found love in his heart. They lost the motivation to continue. That one works because motivation is being specified here.
Exactly. So here's the tip. If the noun is general and abstract like hope, peace, or love, you usually don't need the.
Small change, big fluency upgrade.
Okay, final mistake coming up. It's a super common one in storytelling and conversations. Confusing fun and funny. Okay, here it is. Mistake number 10. A classic mix-up between fun and funny.
So many learners confuse these two. Let's clear it up once and for all.
Here's the key difference. Fun equals enjoyable. Funny makes you laugh.
So you say, the party was fun, not the party was funny. Unless people were dressed like clowns or something.
Exactly. And on the flip side, that joke was funny. That movie was funny because they made you laugh.
Let's try a few more examples. That roller coaster was so blank.
Fun.
That comedian was really blank.
Funny.
Our road trip last summer was blank.
Fun.
My dad's dancing was blank.
Maybe both. fun, and funny.
True. But here's the takeaway. Fun means the experience was enjoyable. Funny means the experience was humorous.
Quick tip for learners: if you're smiling, it's fun. If you're laughing, it's funny.
Love that. And that brings us to the end of our list. 10 common mistakes that many learners make, and now you don't have to.
Thanks for sticking with us all the way through. We hope you're walking away with more clarity, more confidence, and fewer mistakes.
Remember, everyone makes mistakes when learning a language. What matters is learning from them and moving forward.
And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, share it with a friend, and leave us a review. It really helps.
You've been listening to English Unpacked with Mike and Sarah, where we break down real English one expression at a time.
See you next time.